Hi everyone, my name's Kasey from the Pasadena Public Library and welcome to Art Night. Today, we're going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month by creating these traditional Talavera Mexican tiles. Our subject matter is going to be the sun because those typically show up in traditional Talavera tiles. So, if you're interested in creating a real tile and drawing on it and celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, continue watching the video. The materials you'll need are the 4 Sharpies provided to you by the library, or any 4 Sharpies, any colors. You could use only 1 Sharpie, 2 Sharpies, 3 Sharpies, 4, any number of Sharpies. Just make sure that they're Sharpies, and it doesn't matter how many you get or how many you have, but 4 is the number that was provided, so 4 is, there we go. You want a pencil, and then you want the tile that the Pasadena Library provided with you. Okay guys, let's get started. So we see this as one design, and this is the design we're going to be doing in the video, but in 1 minute, I'm going to insert a bunch of photos of Mexican sun tiles, and you can pick and choose. Maybe you can change your designs a little to fit what you want, but we're gonna stick with this design for right now. I'll also put in some other traditional Mexican tile designs, and just feel free to do whatever feels right to you. We're mostly just learning this new process of drawing and inking on a tile. Let's get started. We're gonna start with these 2 pink areas. We're just gonna sketch in everything on our tile with the pencil. So we're gonna come over here, and I'm gonna move this one aside for right now. We're gonna come over here, and in these 2 corners, we're gonna draw those pink things. So starting here, we're gonna make our 2 lines to section off our corners. And as you see, you don't have to press too hard and the pencil will transfer. And you're not gonna see these pencil lines later because they'll be going over with the pen, the Sharpie, but it's a good guideline for you so you know where to ink without inking right onto the tile, because the inking is permanent. So we're just gonna make these 2 shapes. Basically, you're gonna start in the 2 corners and build that out, and then do this kind of curved shape connecting the 2. And this size is pretty normal, pretty standard. You can make them as big or as small as you want. And now in here, we wanna add a pattern. So in this one, I did like almost 3 maybe raindrops or petal-like shapes, and then 2 circles. This is just a very simple pattern, and that's what I'm gonna do, but you can go and do any pattern you want. Maybe you could do stripes or circles or a big flower, anything that you are feeling. These are all up to you. These are your tiles. So I'm gonna start with these 3 little raindrop petal designs, just starting with a little corner here, then curving around, just like that. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Corner, then curve around. And you know, these pencil marks, they aren't really perfect. They're not that clear. They're just to show us where we want to put our Sharpie, so we have a little guideline, like I was saying before. So that's why it kind of looks like rough like this. So now I'm going to rotate my tile and do the other thing on this side. Just the same pattern. We can fix it up, and you can see how easy it is to erase on these tiles. So just fix it up a little. And now I'm gonna make my 3 teardrops. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. And then our 2 little circles. And that's just to, a little basic guideline like I said. So now we're gonna draw our sun. And the sun will then determine our border and how big we want it. So the sun is gonna start by drawing a circle in the center of our tile. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a circle. And now we're gonna be doing these rays. And I'll move my Sharpies over and I'll put this here so you guys can see what the sun looks like. So we're gonna just start here, and it's almost like drawing a flower where the rays are gonna be pointed just like this. So I'm gonna start here with one corner, as you can see, and I'm gonna curve like this, curve around to do the next corner, just like this. And then once we get to this fourth ray, let's make it bigger. Let's make this a little more organic here, just like that. And we can make a smaller one, a bigger one, maybe one over here that's a little bit bigger, a smaller one, and I'll go to one more big one on the other side. So you can see, just making these little shapes. Just kind of evening it out, just like that. And now we can clean up our edges and just make sure everything is in place, everything seems even. Not even, well, it just seems to line up with the whole piece as a whole, like it all seems cohesive, and we'll have enough room to put a little border here. So we can make our rays a little bit smaller if we need to. And that shouldn't be too hard, just to kind of organically make these rays. And if it is hard, you can always connect them to the circle and almost make it like a flower petal. So we're just gonna go like this, make sure that we have enough room on each side for our border. And that's looking pretty good to me. Let me move this over. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is do our border out here. So we're gonna continue on this line that we had from our first corners. We're gonna continue on that line, just basically making a frame. So let's frame this out. And now we can curve our frame just like that. If I could get that out of the way. Curve this side, as you can see. Always erasing if we need to. And then just about, a little bit in, gonna just connect that and make it just a little bit of a shape so we can draw something inside our border. You guys see what I'm doing. I don't need to explain that for you. Just kind of creating a little border with the round edges. And now, like I said, you don't even have to add a border if you don't want. This is how it looks. You can do anything you want in this area, but I like to make it look like almost like a framing device, where this is like a little frame that is framing our beautiful sun. So I'm gonna work with the border, but maybe you can add leaves or vines, maybe just a pattern of your choice. You guys saw in those reference images before what other borders and what other backgrounds were like on different tiles. So kind of just get creative and do whatever feels right to you, because these are your tiles. And I love this project so much because it's like you're making something physical. And this is a tile that you can hang in your kitchen or display in your room. And it's just nice how you've taken this white tile and now it's like a piece of art, and you can hold it and you can feel it. And it just feels very accomplishing. I just think that this is such a great project. I've done it many times for my school. I know in school I had to make like a Ottoman Empire tile, which those are beautiful, like the Turkish tiles. Those are so beautiful. And so I just love this project so much, and it works so well with Sharpie. Okay, so I think we're ready to start inking. And now you can see that obviously our borders aren't fully drawn in, but this is when the Sharpie comes in, and we're gonna freestyle it a little, but we see all of our placement is correct, and that's mostly what matters. We can make everything just a little bit smaller if it's looking big, because now we have this new framing border, just kind of doing it like that. But we can always come back in later with our new Sharpies. So let's start with the pink. And actually, it's funny, this Sharpie, I got the same materials that you guys got from the Pasadena library. And this Sharpie was purple, but it's actually pink, and I kind of like the pink color more. Okay guys, so we're gonna take our first Sharpie, and we're gonna just do the exact same order that we drew on our tile, but now we're gonna ink it. So with any Sharpie color choice that you want, depending on the colors you got, I'm pretty sure they're random colors, so it's kind of what colors you have. I'm gonna pick the pink for the borders, and then obviously the yellow for the sun, the black to outline things, and then I thought the green would be a nice border color, and these for the corners. But you can do it any way you want. If you have more colors, go crazy. If you have less colors, make it monochromatic. Anything that you have, make it work. So I'm gonna start with this pink, which is also purple, as they show us. I'm gonna start in the corner, and I'm just gonna draw. Basically, I'm just gonna color it in. So, starting like this, I'm just gonna outline everything so we know exactly where we're working. Looks pretty good, right? I love how vivid this color is. And now we're gonna go in and start outlining our little teardrops. Just like that, coloring it in as we go. It's almost like a coloring book, kind of coloring activity. It's nice. This is so like meditative, really calming, just to focus on your coloring. And as you can see, it's just like coloring on paper. It's a little bit more of a glossy surface, which you guys might not be used to. But it's very interesting. I kind of like it more than just drawing on paper. It's just a whole new experience. Okay, now we're gonna do our circle here. Just fill everything else in. Do our circle here. So I know you guys might be seeing how it's a little bit kind of streaky. That's totally fine. I think it looks fine. You can even it out a little just by kind of moving everything in the same direction. But when it dries, it's not that noticeable. So don't worry, don't think you're doing it wrong. It's just this new surface the Sharpie isn't really meant for, but it holds, it works. So just, continue on and just be aware of your stroke making, and everything should be fine. So just kind of evening everything out to the way you like it. I think that's looking good. Okay, and so now I'm gonna skip to the other side, and I will fast forward this because you guys already know what to do. So we just did that, and now we're gonna move on to our sun. So let's turn it back around. And with our sun, we're gonna start by doing all the yellow first. And before we do that, let's block in our face. I totally forgot to do that with you guys. So let's just make our circle nice and perfect. Now blocking in our face. So we're gonna start with a nose, center in the middle. So you see I'm making a line, and then I'm just gonna go out with a little C, just like that. So there's our little nose. And now we're gonna do the lips. So we're gonna start with a straight line across, just like that. Then 2 little humps for the lips, top lip, and 1 round for the bottom. You guys see how easy that was? just like that. And now for the eyes, just 2 little almond shapes. So 1 round, top round, 1 top round, 1 bottom round, and 1 bottom round. Just like that. And we're gonna even everything out with the pen later. We're just trying to get a basic area so we don't go over it in yellow. And now with the eyebrows, just little lines like that. Super easy. Okay, now we're gonna take our new yellow. Let's just make sure everything is good. You can always come back. Okay, perfect. So with the yellow, we're just gonna start coloring it in normally. And just avoid these areas that are gonna be then marked with the black ink, just like that. So we're gonna ignore this white part and the lips. But everything else right now, we're gonna color yellow. We don't have to really think about this round line because we'll do it later. So I'm gonna fast forward right now and just color in the yellow area. We're gonna come in with our black Sharpie and just outline everything. Just like that. Just outline first our lines here. Just like that. And just keep everything nice and clean. Okay. And now we're gonna come in and make our circle in the middle. So I'm just making everything look nice. We're gonna come in and do our circle right in the middle. So we're gonna start here and just draw a circle. Just like that. And now you can see my face is kind of shifted. All good. We can bring everything down just a little. So we're gonna draw our features. So start with that line. Just like that. Our eyes, everything's already drawn for us. Just like that. We can draw a little bit bigger top part. Curve up. And now just go back to do our eyebrows. Just like that. Great. Now we're gonna come in with our final red. Oh, this corner is a little bit off. We can come in here. Just clean it up. Everything's perfect, perfect. And now we're gonna come in and just color in her lips, just like some lipstick. Just like that. Make 2 pupils, so just 2 circles right here. That's not hard at all, guys, don't worry. Just like that. Look at how pretty she is. Wow. And now we're gonna come in with our green and do our border. So we're gonna first start by outlining everything. We already know how to do that. Be a little bit taller up there. Just like that. Cool. And now you can kind of do any pattern you want, but I'm gonna follow the pattern here. So first I'm gonna draw 2 circles on each side, and I'll do 2 circles over here. Perfect. Then 4 little lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1. Oops, it's okay. 2, 3, and 4. And now we're gonna do this little petal shape, just like here, but just a little bit longer, almost like a little oval. Just like that. You see how I'm doing it. Start round about here, come down, clean it up, round about here, like that. Now 1 big circle here, 1 big circle here, and a little circle inside. And now all you have to do is fill this stuff in. So everywhere around it, you just color. It's that simple. So we're not going to color in between these lines. I'm just coloring. And it's okay if a little bit is, bleeds through, as it's not perfect. This is your tile. This is your first time. This is one of my first times, so I'm not even perfect at it. Just trying to get it. If you want, you can come back in with a little Q-tip and just rub everything that you made a mistake off. That did not come out right. Rub everything with a little bit of the tip of a Q-tip if you messed up. But you should be proud of your little mistakes. This should not be perfect. This is your first time. Just like that. Wow. And I'll fast forward here because you guys already know how to do it. We're going to take our black and outline the borders. Pretty easy. So we're going to go here. Just go around and down, and then up or down in this case. Go up here, do the exact same thing. And then I'm just gonna do one side, just this edge. Just like that. I hope you guys like this video. I think this is a great piece, and it's just so graphic and beautiful that even if you make small mistakes, no matter what, it's gonna look amazing. And you're gonna impress all your friends and your family to show them that you made a tile. You drew on a tile. I hope you guys liked this experience, and maybe you'll do it again for class. It's just such a foolproof craft where you can just do it and it just looks amazing every time. So I hope you guys had fun, and happy art night, Pasadena. See you guys next time. Bye.